Back in Miami in a moment, the introduction of the starting lineups. The New York Knicks have won 3 of the last 4 on the road, 11 up, 7 down overall, away from the Garden, while the Heat at 12-6 at home. And now we're set for the introduction of the lineups.
And forward number 34, 6'9", from Virginia Union, Charles Oakley. And guard number 11, 6'4", from Illinois, Derek Harper. And guard number 3, 6'5", from Oklahoma State, John Starks. And at center number 33, 7 foot from Georgetown, Patrick Ewing. The head coach of the Knicks is Don Nelson. The assistant coaches, Jeff Van Gundy, Bob Salmi, Jeff Nicks, and Don Chaney. The trainer is Mike Saunders. Number 30, 6'9", from Syracuse, Billy Owen. And forward, number 42, 7 foot from Michigan State, Kevin Willis. And guard, number 7, 6'4", from Kentucky, Rick Chapman. And guard, number 12, 6'2", from Virginia Tech, Bimbo Cole. And at center, number 33, 6'10", from Georgetown, Alonzo Mourning. The assistant coaches for the Miami Heat, Scotty Robertson, Bob McAdoo, Stan Van Gundy, Tony Fiorentino, and Jeff Bizdelek. Strength and conditioning coaches, Bill Moran. The trainer is Ron Culp. The assistant trainer is Jay Sable. The head coach is Pat Riley. Tonight's injury.
Well, as you might expect, a bit of a different greeting for Miami Heat head coach Pat Riley, in contrast to what he faced at the Garden back on December the 19th. And Pat Riley delighted to have his front line back in action. That not the case in that earlier meeting. Alonzo Mourning will be able to go against his good friend Patrick Ewing. And this has usually been a good matchup, going to back to Alonzo's days as a member of the Charlotte Hornets. This the 10th time they have met in regular season competition.
Alonzo is coming on strong too, Marv, in his career. So Ewing knows it, certainly, but Patrick's had some very bright days recently, and you know he wants to take a step back to last Friday in Seattle and pour that kind of play on Mourning. Taking a look at a quote here from Alonzo Mourning on this matchup: "We're friends, but it's business. That's the mentality we developed at Georgetown. This is for bragging rights during the summer." So here they go in a very important matchup for both teams. That's for sure. Certainly the Knicks, Marv. They've got to get back their confidence.
And Alonzo Mourning back from a tendon injury on the left foot. He sat out 12 games, including the game against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. And here is Ewing setting up with a drop step and then throwing back out. And Derek Harper continues to have the shooting problems. 0 for 6 last night against the Bulls. Rex Chapman, who had a good one Monday against San Antonio, guarded by John Starks, trying to get it to Mourning. And knocked out of bounds by Oakley. So the Heat with 14 on the 24. Monday night here in Miami, the Heat with the win over the Spurs, 96-89. Miami closed that game with a 22-3 run. And here's Owens, went to the left hand. Mourning lead.
Alonso always loves to shoot the jumper, and he's a very effective long-range shooter.
Ewing off the pump. And back comes Chapman. Rex Chapman firing one up. The tip missed by Kevin Willis. Harper going all the way and blows the layup. The Knicks have won 5 in a row, 18 of the last 22 against Miami. Willis around Ewing. And back comes Mason. Open shot for Starks. Well, John Starks hearing the roar from the crowd, and you can probably tell there are a host of Knicks fans here at the Miami Arena.
Well, we know, Marv, a lot of people looking forward to this matchup ever since Pat Riley put on the Miami coaching suit.
The coaching suit? I see.
And he has a lot of very nice ones, as you know.
And Patrick Ewing giving the Knicks a 4-2 lead. Here's Billy Owens. Owens with a wild scoop. Does Armani make the coaching suit for Pat Riley?
Oh, you know, Giorgio does that. But, you know, I've noticed one announcer I work with dipping into the Armani bag a little bit.
And Mason rejected by Mourning. Harper passed on the jump shot. 3-second violation. The officials, Dan Crawford, Garrett Stafford, just made that call, and Jim Kinsey. It is a sellout crowd, 5th sellout of the season here at Miami. 15,200 on hand. Bimbo Coles able to move it across. Willis.
Nice job by the Knicks. Oakley helping out, and then Mason came over to take the shooter.
Starks lost sight of the pass, and the Knicks turn it over. As we mentioned just a moment ago, the Knicks with 25 turnovers last night, one of many problems they had against the Chicago Bulls. That was one shy of their season high.
What hurt particularly was that 5 came from Starks and 5 came from Derek Harper, your starting backcourt.
$8,600.
Got it knocked away by Harper. Miami with 12 on the shot clock. Miami Heat began the season at 11-3. They went to 12-5 and then hit a tailspin, but they have been hard hit by injury. It'll be Nick Ball. Recently, they lost 5 in a row. They lost 7 of 8 before beating San Antonio on Monday. There you see it, 7 up, 18 down since the good start. 9 players have missed games due to injury. Key players. Harper on the setup for Ewing.
It is amazing, 16 starting lineups in 39 games. That's like a different lineup every other game just about.
And Mourning lost it. He thought he was fouled. Oakley with the strip. Ewing isolated against Mourning. Knicks apparently looking for Ewing here in the early going. That not the case last night against the Bulls. Although the Bulls did an excellent job in keeping the ball away from Patrick Ewing.
Yes, Patrick faced a lot of double and triple teaming, but the Knicks also in Vancouver on Saturday didn't work Patrick well enough into their offense in the second half.
Mason to the fadeaway. The Knicks 8. The Heat 4. Coles and Chapman of the backcourt with Mourning, Willis, and Owens up front. Billy Owens to the crossover, not able to get the step. Owens had it knocked away. Good play by Mason. And here's Harper, rejected by Mourning. Harper looking for the goaltend. Chapman for 3. And Owens with a good hustle rebound to bring the Heat within 2.
It looked like that ball came into his hands, would suggest that there wasn't a Knicks player in front of him.
John, remember the earlier game in New York where both clubs were very tight, in particular the Knicks right at the start, following the greeting from the fans for Pat Riley. That's not the case here tonight.
Well, the whole focus of Pat's changing jobs has really simmered down, so it's back to basketball.
Foul committed by Starks. Timeout is called. 6:16 left in this opening quarter. The Knicks 8, the Heat 6.
Timeout, Heat.
Strong move by off the hip fake. AT&T is a proud sponsor of New York Knicks basketball on MSG Network.
Aches and pains acting up again? Imagine 5 sets of massaging hands all over your body. Now enjoy Back Pleaser by Homedics with 5 massaging motors. Command controller relieves neck, shoulder, lower back, buttocks, thighs, or any combination of the 5. Press the cycle button for massage waves up and down your body. Adjust the...
Harper doing a nice job on Coles. Well, Mourning got the step. Won't count. Offensive foul. Foul committed by Mourning.
Well, you know, Mourning wanted to strike back at Ewing, who overplayed him and lost. He lost Patrick because of that. Nice response by Mourning, but he committed the foul first.
Knicks with a 10-8 advantage. 5 minutes left. First quarter. Starks. And Mourning got a piece of it. Looks like he's shaken up. Chapman draws the foul. Alonzo Mourning with his 3rd block of this first quarter. Oakley called for the foul. Apparently Alonzo is all right.
Yes, he showed a little sensitivity around his hip area after that block.
Mourning and Oakley for the rebound. Straightens out his jersey. Charles Oakley still playing with the Achilles tendon problem. That's an offensive foul. So the Heat will get it back.
Offensive foul on the Knicks.
Foul on Smith.
His first personal foul.
Charles Smith was posting up Rex Chapman on that move and got a little physical while committing that foul.
Charles Smith coming on for Anthony Mason in the early going. Knicks lead 10-8, 4.5 remaining in this first quarter. Owens and Oakley with the rebound and flips it down, but picked off by Owens. Owens, who handles the ball so well, gets it to Chapman. Here's Willis with the step and foul.
Next foul, number 33, Patrick Ewing.
Foul committed by Ewing, his first.
Knicks putting a very big front line out there early with Ewing, Oakley, and Smith. And Don Nelson obviously knows that this Miami front line is going to be tough, so he's matching big with big.
Kevin Willis in his 12th year out of Michigan State. There has been speculation that before the trade deadline, the Heat might look to deal Kevin Willis, and reportedly there have been feelers around the NBA as the feeling is that there will be wholesale changes, or at least as many changes as you can make within the salary cap. As you look at this Miami roster, it is not the roster that Pat Riley wants to see a year from now.
First job at hand in the offseason will be signing Alonzo Mourning.
All right, here's Starks. And back comes Coles. The lead for Chapman, who can leap. So Miami Miami leads by 1.
Well, Charles Smith was up there pretty high. It looked like he might have ended up igniting the break with that back tap.
Harper with a nice play and draws the foul. Push called on Coles. So Derek Harper to the line.
And that last shot inside by the Knicks. You see Charles Smith reaching up high, tapping that ball forward. As it turns out, that led the break to the misfortune of the Knicks.
Game is tied at 11. Don Nelson sending on Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward, you recall, played very well in the earlier game against Miami at Madison Square Garden. There's so much talk after that about the revenge factor possibility because Pat Riley did not play Charlie very much last season, and of course Charlie would have nothing, would not get involved in that conversation. The block by Smith, and here comes Ward, who had some good moments last night against the Bulls. Mourning going for the steal, and the ball was deflected out of bounds. So the Knicks maintain possession with 13 on the shot clock. Ward on the penetration. Ward gets it to Ewing.
Nice setup by Charlie Ward for Patrick. You can see Charlie Ward's fierceness in his actually fearless style of going in and banging with the big guys.
Knicks lead by 3. Just under 3 to go in this first quarter. Bimbo Coles. Bimbo Coles in his 6th year out of Virginia Tech, the captain of this ball club. Here is Ewing, and Patrick Ewing off to the good start. 8 points for Ewing, and the Knicks lead by 3.
Derek Harper felt just as good about that as Ewing did. Derek pushed that ball up into Patrick's hands.
Check that, 10 points for Ewing on 5 of 8 from the field. Mourning. So the Knicks lead is now 1. Alonzo Mourning, who is 5th in scoring, averaging better than 25 points per game, and among the leaders in blocked shots. Foul is called against the Heat. Foul on Chapman. A minute 55 remaining in this first quarter. Knicks by 1.
What's up?
Oh, thanks for stopping, Bob. I've been waiting out here forever. You just passed me. I'm out of gas.
Your car is still running.
Weird, huh?
Very.
It's in flames!
I don't think so.
But I love you, man.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
You're not getting the Bud Light.
make it a Bud Light.
Where's the love, man?
Don't forget the big screen TV.
Make sure you're smart enough.
Players don't need very much time to get a good look at the basket. The key is getting them the ball at the right moment.
Minute 55 remaining in this first quarter, and the Knicks leading the Heat 16-15. Keith Askins, who has become a particular favorite of Pat Riley, good defensive player. He's been hitting the three-point shot. In his 6th season out of Alabama, has come on for the first time. Charlie Ward and Derek Harper in the backcourt. Patrick Ewing, Charles Smith, and Charles Oakley up front. And as Oakley tried to receive that pass, he was tied up by Owens. So Billy Owens called for the foul.
You look at the relative physiques of Smith and Askins, who are matched up, and you would think that Charles Smith may want to take up some low post positions when he can, and while not getting in Ewing's way, and use his size.
Miami now over the foul limit. So Charles Oakley will shoot a couple. Last night against the Bulls, as we discussed during the telecast, Charles did not seem to be himself. Not able to do it off the boards. There's Kurt Thomas, the rookie out of Texas Christian, replacing Billy Owens, who just picked up a second foul. Charles Oakley tonight in this first quarter looking a bit more active as opposed to last night.
Yes, 3 rebounds last night, 2 of them offensive in 30 minutes. He just wasn't himself, and he only took 3 shots as well.
The Knicks 18 and the Heat 15. They look to double up on Coles. Askins. Chapman gets it down low to Thomas. Well, Kurt Thomas with his first field goal, and the Knicks lead by 1.
Knicks should remember Kurt Thomas's 20 points against them at Madison Square Garden.
Illegal defense, the call against Miami. This is a very difficult stretch coming up for Pat Riley and the Miami Heat. Friday night they play in Chicago, Saturday at Cleveland, and then Monday again the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Ewing, 12 points for Ewing.
Ewing has a 2-inch height advantage on Mourning, enabling him to take shots like that over him.
The Knicks lead by 3. Thomas, wild shot, but it's put home by Mourning. Mourning with his 3rd field goal. He has 6.
Mourning just went and got that basketball.
So the Knicks lead is 1. 45 seconds left, first quarter. Marv Albert, John Andres from Miami. Mourning thought he was fouled and just stood around and argued the play as Ewing got the shot off. Here's Askins. He's been on fire from downtown. Hits the 3. He's at 45% from 3-point range. That is 10th in the NBA, and Miami has taken a 2-point lead. The Knicks holding for a final shot of the quarter. And Ewing takes it. Traveling violation. Knicks get it back with 1 5/10 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Oakley will throw it in. Charles Smith coming up short. After 1 here at the Miami Arena, the Heat 22, the Knicks 20.
If you were to take every honor, every award, everything positive that's been said about the Toyota Camry, and lay them end to end, you'd probably ask yourself, why did I do that? Better to drive one yourself and come up with a few accolades of your own. The 1996 Camry, the gold standard from Toyota.
McDonald's has a special offer. It's called Cold Days Hot Deals, and the colder it gets, why, the hotter the deal. You buy 1 quarter-pounder with cheese and get another for what the temperature.
By 2, we were discussing earlier the major concern of the Miami Heat will be the signing of their free agent center, Alonzo Mourning. On that subject, here are the thoughts of Pat Riley.
Well, you know, he is the property of the Miami Heat as for this year. Alonzo and I have had many conversations, and we had him deep into the night, even when we got permission to finally talk to him when the trade was on the table. It really is about a leap of faith. It's about trust. He wants to be with a franchise that has a chance to win. I think he understands how committed Mickey Arison is and how committed I am to doing that. And he's in a building process with us, and it starts with him.
Well, you would think there was a gentleman's agreement made at the time of the trade when Miami acquired Alonzo Mourning, and Mourning around Ewing for the stuff. Good spurt here by the Heat. They now lead 26-20.
A lot of teams were interested in Alonzo's situation, and he chose Miami. So, Marv, one would think that there's an understanding, certainly. Meanwhile, the Knicks are not presenting the intensity defensively that they feel they proclaim they must do. The last play indicated that.
Ewing making it look very easy going around Mourning. And at the start of the second quarter, Don Nelson sending on Hubert Davis. Anthony Mason is back on the floor. Mason with Ewing and Smith up front. Ward and Davis in the backcourt. Mourning tried to put it on the floor, went to the crossover and drew the foul. Substitution. Pete Myers will come on for the first time, replacing Bimbo Coles. Charlie Ward on that personal foul. Gary Grant getting set to come on. So lots of shuffling for Don Nelson. Last night against the Bulls, and of course we saw extensive garbage time. For the first time this season, all 12 eligible Knicks players saw action. Now Grant will replace Ward.
Because of Mourning's ability to handle the ball, he gets an amazing amount of foul shooting opportunities. He has taken over 300 foul shots while missing 12 games for this season, for this team. He's uncommon in that skill that he has and he works on.
Miami 27 and the Knicks 22. Grant being played by Myers. Pete Myers, one-time New York Knick. Call for the foul.
He's right for 20. Pete Myers is first. Team's first.
And the Knicks will throw in. Miami Heat feeling very good about themselves following the win over San Antonio. They were having big problems, a real bad loss to the Atlanta Hawks prior to that. Ewing will go to the line. He was hit by Thomas. They were beaten by the Hawks 98-78, and several Miami players felt that they had quit in that game. Game that upset Pat Riley. He said he was about set to back up the truck. Although there were Miami players who have made the point that they're surprised that Pat has not accepted the losing, but has handled the tough times as well as he has. But of course, when he looks at the roster, he knows what he has.
On game night earlier, Marv, we were talking, I was speaking with Bimbo about the little talk he gave to the team after that disappointing Atlanta loss. And Bimbo, as the captain, tried to instill some life into the team, and he did, with the evidence by their fine effort next game.
But they had lost 7 of 8 at one stretch. They dropped 5 in a row. And this is a club that got off to that excellent start. They were 11-3. And they were the talk not only of Miami, but the entire NBA. Nice pass. Mason not able to hit. And rebounded by Thomas. Miami with a 3-point lead. Oh, bad pass by Chapman. Could not be handled by Mourning. Here's Davis. And Hubert looked to go all the way. The tip missed by Ewing. Kept alive by Mason. Ewing. He thought he was fouled. Myers using the pick to set up Askins. And we get the whistle for a offensive foul. It's on Kurt Thomas for setting an illegal pick.
Knicks look like they're going to establish Mason's game down low. Last time down, they were looking for Anthony down low. Mason and Ewing staying out high, as the Knicks have often done this year. Now it's Charles Smith's turn.
Kevin Willis is back on for Miami. Charles Smith with the fake and fouled by Keith Askins.
Nice look from Mason, recognizing the position that Charles Smith had. So it was Ewing down low in the first quarter. Now there's a little variety. It was Mason last time, and now Charles Smith getting this nice lead pass from Anthony Mason.
You know, you look at the numbers concerning the Miami Heat. They are third in opponent scoring defense, allowing just under 94 points per game. Only Cleveland and Detroit have allowed less, but all three teams contribute to those numbers by slowing the tempo. Although for Miami tonight, to this point, it has not been their usual slow down style.
Well, with their power game up front, when it's working, why they can run, because they can rebound with the likes of Willis, who just grabbed that rebound, and Alonzo Mourning.
Charles Smith missing on both foul shots. Chapman's pass diagnosed by Oakley.
But you've got to get Charles into the offense a little bit. Throw him a bone. Give him a few shots.
Mason for Smith. Charles Smith with his first field goal, and the Knicks are down by 1. Nice pass. Myers finding the cutting Thomas, and the Heat leading 29-26.
Give Thomas credit. He kept moving, and he moved right by Charles Smith for that pass.
Kurt Thomas, #1 draft pick of the Heat out of Texas Christian. There's Oakley from way out. Smith on the follow. So the Knicks trail by 1.
Good moment for Charles Smith now. He's getting a feeling of belonging and also showing he can work outside and inside.
Chapman. And here are the Knicks on a 3-on-1 led by Grant. Davis. Yes. The Knicks lead 30-29.
Classic 3-on-1 fast break where the middleman stops at the foul line, stretches the defense out, and then gives the ball up, and that was Gary Grant.
Oh, Gary Grant slapping at the ball as Pete Myers had called for timeout, and he persisted, and I believe he's been hit with a technical foul. Grant a bit too feisty involved with Myers. And a technical. Yeah, a technical laid on Gary Grant. So with the timeout, 7:27 remaining first half.
Stark with Jordan chasing. Ties the game.
American Express is a proud sponsor of New York Knicks basketball on MSG Network.
Catch great college basketball doubleheader action at Madison Square Garden. The Chemical Bank Challenge, Tuesday, February 6th. The night tips off with an exciting interconference matchup as the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame meet Manhattan. Then it's an important Atlantic 10 Conference game as top-ranked UMass faces local favorite Fordham. The Chemical Bank Challenge at the Garden, Tuesday, February 6th. Get tickets now.
John Davidson, former Ranger and now MSG Network's Rangers color analyst, is one of the most respected men in hockey. To bring viewers the most updated information, JD keeps up with the latest trades and statistics, catches all the important games from around the NHL, and is always on the lookout for up-and-coming talent. JD is well connected.
Hey, Mr. Davidson.
Hey, kid, what's going on? What are you hearing these days?
Much.
Yeah?
I heard that Eddie Belfour didn't miss last night's hockey game because of an injury like they announced.
Eddie Belfour? Yeah, what's going on? The goalie in Chicago?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I heard they're having a big contract dispute.
No kidding. Gee, that's something. Hey, kid, thanks for the tip. Speaking of Chicago, they're playing in Toronto tonight. It's 1-1 in the third period. Eddie Belfour did not make the trip. Turned a groin injury, but it's more than that. There's a contract problem going on, I think, with Eddie Belfour. Oh, boy. A little friction.
Tracks put a hand up and then snuck to half court.
Married 50 years, 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, and 1 and 2 and 3 years. And even down to the most recent time, the most common answer about what I learned from the Catholic Church about sexuality.
Gary Grant, Hubert Davis out there.
Well, the Heat will shoot the technical. Some confusion as to who will shoot it. Pat Riley wanted Bimbo Coles, but he was not on the floor when the technical was called. The official said no, it has to be someone who was on the floor. So Askins converts, and the game is tied at 30. Nice try by Pat, put in the better free throw shooter. And here's Coles. Miami leading 32-30 with 7:20 left in the first half. Knicks stay with the backcourt of Grant and Davis. We have seen very little of the starters, Hopper and Starks. Charles Smith getting the playing time tonight. Up front with Mason and Oakley. Ewing receiving a rest. Here's Smith. Charles Smith with the height advantage. And he's been hitting the shots. He's hit his last 3. The game is tied at 32. Willis. First field goal for Willis. And it's Miami 34, the Knicks 32.
The media guide of the Miami Heat, Kevin Willis, asked about his toughest opponents. Cites Charles Oakley and Hakeem Olajuwon.
And Willis now defending against Oakley. Davis, yes, a 3 for Hubert Davis. And again, you can hear the reaction from the large Knick contingent on hand here in Miami. Six minutes remaining in the first half. Shot clock down at 2 as Myers unleashed.
Knicks are always happy about Pete Myers taking long shots. He is a defensive specialist, not an offensive player.
Apparently that last field goal by Davis was ruled a 2-pointer. Mason gets inside, and he'll go to the line. Davis had the foot on the line. So the score tied at 34 as you see the substitutions. Alonzo Mourning and Billy Owens return. Pete Myers sitting down along with Kurt Thomas. John Starks back on the floor.
The defensive numbers of Miami, certainly since Pat Riley has gotten here, have gotten quite positive. However, the Knicks are having success moving that ball below the foul line and striking and being effective against Miami in close. A lot of good passing by the Knicks, pushing that ball inside.
So the Knicks now lead 36-34. Billy Owens at the point forward position, handling the ball against Charles Smith. And Mourning being guarded now by Mason. Owens. Loose ball foul, the call against the Heat.
Loose ball foul on the Heat, number 42, Kevin
It is on Willis. That is his second. And Miami is over the limit. Patrick Ewing returns. Ewing with the good start. 16 points for Ewing on 7 of 14 from the field. Charles Oakley to the free throw line.
Much greater presence for Charles Oakley here in the first half, Marv, as we were remarking before. Only taking a field goal attempt, but he just seems to be more active and involved for the Knicks here in the first half.
Knicks now lead 37-34. Knicks coming off the blowout at the hands of the Bulls last night. I mentioned at the start, the Bulls surprised about the lack of intensity on the part of the Knicks. And of course, Dennis Rodman always likes to throw a little dig in there. He felt that the Knicks quit in the third quarter.
Well, it seemed to be the second half that those references were aimed at, Marv. The Knicks had some very good moments in the first half, and then, of course, Jordan got super. Actually, he did throughout his whole time on the court. But it's no disgrace losing to the Chicago Bulls. Everybody in the league knows that, but it's the lack of spirit in the second half that really became distracting.
Just under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. And Crawford with the call. It's on Starks. Now a change. It's on Oakley. Second committed by Oakley. Only the second team foul on the Knicks. Miami going with Mourning, Willis, and Owens up front. Coles and Askins in the backcourt. Askins at the big guard position, being guarded by Starks. And a foul on Grant. Holding foul.
Very close call. Danny Crawford made on Gary Grant. Slight bump there. And the whistle blew quickly.
It's a Miami team that last year won 32 and lost 50. Finished fourth in the Atlantic, but well out of contention. And both Coles firing it up. That's a three for Coles. Miami last season going through a coaching change with Kevin Lockery replaced by Alvin Gentry on an interim basis. And now, of course, it is Pat Riley as president and coach of the Heat. And he oversees all aspect of Miami's basketball operations. Ewing tees it up for three. Kept alive by Grant. And rebounded by Owens. Willis. So Miami leads 39-38.
Billy Owens played so much guard throughout his career at Golden State. Always among the league leaders in the rebounding department. At 6'9", he's used to going down low, even if he has to come from the guard position.
Here's Grant protecting the ball, but not able to hit. Askins stepped out. It will be Nick Ball. Don Nelson wants to talk it over. And a timeout being taken with 3 minutes, 6 seconds left. In this first half, the Heat leading by 1 point.
When it comes to travel, there are two companies who can cover the world like nobody else. So whether you're up north or down south, far to the east or out west, now there's a new credit card that turns whatever you buy into free travel. Delta Airlines in the sky, American Express on the ground, and a way to earn more Sky Miles faster. The new Delta Sky Miles credit card from American Express.
As the official airline of the 1996 Olympic Games, Delta has created an event just for business travelers, the International Dash. With 4,900 daily flights to 300 cities, we'll fly you to the business world with a schedule that's as full as yours. And we don't do it so we can finish first. We do it so you can. Delta Airlines.
How can this be car of the year? You can't get up and walk around in a car. Cars don't have seats on rollers. Or so many seats, period. Or so much space for so many things. And they certainly don't offer sliding doors on both sides. Well then, it would appear that for the first time ever, the Motor Trend Car of the Year is more than a car. It's a caravan from the new Dodge.
Well, one of Pat Riley's assistant coaches, one-time New York Knick, Bob McAdoo, man who won 3 NBA scoring titles. Now, let's see. Bob is 44 years old, obviously in very fine shape. I know you talked with him earlier and asked, does he think that he could still play?
I probably could do 5 to 10 minutes a game easy, because I just finished playing basically a year and a half ago. After I finished in Italy, I went with Magic on a couple of his tours. I've been on a couple of Legend tours. Probably take me a month or so to get ready, but 5-10 minutes easy.
Well, Bob's ready to go. Meanwhile, Patrick Ewing with a very fortunate deflection as he and Anthony Mason exchange grins. That pass actually went through the hands of Ewing, but deflected home, and he will take it. Knicks now lead by 1.
Bob McAdoo enjoyed his time with Pat Riley in L.A. Both players in their first year with the Lakers. That's Alonzo showing that jumper again. It was Pat's first year as a coach and Bob's first year with the Lakers. And he had a 4-year experience with Pat Riley.
McAdoo, a member of Riley's first championship team with the Lakers back in 1982. Man who was not shy about shooting from all angles at all times. Shot clock is down to 3. Ewing with a strong move, serving up a facial on Alonzo Mourning. I have a feeling Alonzo will be hearing about that shot right throughout the summer months.
Well, that's 2 strong moves by Ewing going to the hoop.
20 points for Ewing, an outstanding first half. Mourning may try to force the action here because he has been outplayed in the first half by Ewing. Willis, and rebounded by Mason. Mourning outscored 20-11 in this first half by Patrick Ewing. Derek Harper back on the floor. Harper and Starks in the backcourt. Shot clock at 4. And it'll be a 24-second violation.
Don Nelson dies every time the Knicks turn the ball over and miss another scoring opportunity.
Rex Chapman returns. Kevin Willis will sit down. So that means Askins will move to the small forward position. 1 minute left in the half. Knicks lead by 1. Askins. Shot clock at 5. Cole setting up off the dribble. It's down to 2. Down to 1. Got it off. Rebound Ewing. Knicks want to run. Starks with Chapman back. And an offensive foul called. Won't count. So John Starks called for the offensive foul. And a 20-second timeout taken by Miami.
Happened to be a very nice move by Starks. Unfortunately for him, he had a little too much contact, which he initiated on Chapman at the conclusion of the move. But the Knicks have come out here, Marv, in the first half with some spark, with some fire, have played well. Don Nelson's gone to a number of players here, and their leader, Patrick Ewing, is certainly back big time. Take a look at a pass by Mason a couple of moments ago. A lead pass to Ewing, and it doesn't get much better than that unless Mason shot it himself right for the basket. Ewing appreciated that, evidenced by that big smile. Ewing followed up with that driving dunk over the much younger Alonzo Mourning. I think he felt something special in that move.
39 seconds remaining in the first half. Knicks have a 1-point lead. Owens being played by Mason, looking for the pick. Now Mourning double team. Shot clock at 5. Askins for 3. Mourning with the rebound. Mourning working hard, not able to hit. Oh, Mourning went down, and he took Oakley with him. Mourning shaken up. He was called for the foul.
Mourning works extremely hard, but when he heard the whistle and who the foul was on, he jumped up pretty quickly, shaking off that what appeared to be injury.
And a technical foul called on Mourning, who it appeared made contact with the official, Dan Crawford. Alonzo, one of those guys who is always complaining about calls.
But you thought he was hurt the way he was lying there. Then he heard the call, and he popped out so quickly. He's a very, to say the least, emotional player.
And a different guy off the court, but all fired up when he's playing. But he reacts to every call. And did not like the call right here, although looked pretty obvious. And then was hit with the technical foul. Knicks not able to take advantage, and now Oakley will shoot the regular free throws.
Alonzo takes great pride in his work ethic. I can remember his time with the Charlotte Hornets, where he has spent most of his career prior to coming here, of course. And he used to tell the coaches, see how hard I'm working? See, I work very hard out there. And they took some amusement with that because they kind of assumed that Alonzo would work hard. They like to point it out once in a while.
So the Knicks lead 43-41. Mourning sitting down with 11 points. 13 seconds to go in the half. Knicks now lead by 3. Jimbo Coles. Patrick Ewing switching over. Down to 3. 2. Haskins. Owens gets it off. So the Knicks at the half leading 44-41. Led by Patrick Ewing. 9 of 18 from the field in his 21 minutes. 20 points for the game for Ewing. Alonzo Mourning leading the Miami Heat with 11. Bob Page coming up at the MSG Sports Desk. We'll be back in a moment.
Simon says, touch the shoulder blades of the one in front of you with the fingertips. You don't touch anything, honey.
And John Simon says, let's go to Bob Page at the MSG Sports Desk.
And to paraphrase Bobby Knight, wasn't it he who said some of us learn to play Simon Says when we're young and then go on to bigger and better things in life? At the Meadowlands Arena tonight, Nets facing a seemingly impossible task, taking on the two-time defending NBA champion Houston Rockets, and indeed trail at halftime, 52-43. Rudy T and the Rockets have won the last 6 games in this series. First quarter off a Houston miss. Sean Bradley rebounds, then watch this. He's just stripped by Hakeem Olajuwon, who throws in immediately 2 of his game-high 18 points so far. Kendall Gill making his home debut for the Nets. Quick thinking here as he strips Drexler and calls timeout before he hits the end line. Gill has 7 points. Nets were ahead 1 going into the second quarter, where the Rockets poured it on Clyde Drexler coast to coast. 2 of his 10 points to put Houston ahead by 2 at the time, and once more the lead is 9. The NBA announced today that its annual college draft will be held at the Meadowlands Arena this coming June 26th. And Tim Welsh, doing a terrific job in his first full year as head coach at Iona, today got a 3-year contract extension. The Gales are off to an 11-2 start. In hockey at the Garden tonight, a game being seen live right now over our MSG One service. Rangers have their 21-game home unbeaten.
As I mentioned, with the edge off the boards.
Pat Riley's not very happy with his team's inability these days to get to the foul line. And with only 5 foul shot attempts in the first half, that's a point of focus, you know, for him.
All right, so Miami out of the backcourt as this third quarter gets underway. Billy Owens met by Patrick Ewing on a switch. Anthony Mason and then Charles Oakley guarding Alonzo Mourning, and a travel is called. So that is turnover number 11 committed by Miami. The Knicks had 7 in the first half. The Knicks opening with Hopper and Starks in the backcourt. Ewing, Oakley, Mason up front, and it is Mason handling the ball. Starks played by Chapman. Shot clock at 5. The Knicks bench counting it off. And kicked out of bounds by Coles.
Interesting to see Ewing going to the left hand as much as he has tonight. It's unusual, but it certainly makes him doubly effective, and it brings him closer to the basket on the shot attempt as well.
Starks was looking for the screen. Nice pass, but Oakley not able to convert. Here's Owens. Leading Morning, but it hit the front of the rim. And Mason pushes it down. Harper. Derek Harper with his first field goal in some time. He was 0 for 6 last night. He missed his first 3 attempts here this evening. Knicks now lead by 5. Morning gets inside and draws the foul. It's on Oakley.
Morning with a message to Oakley, who's puzzled by the reaction. And they settled things down. Charles kind of shrugged, and Morning calmed himself down. Here's Morning on the hard drive. Actually, Oakley didn't put up his usual forceful wall-like defense on that play.
Alonzo Morning, a 72% free throw shooter.
Well, this is where Morning shines in many ways. Foul shot attempts per game. Active career leaders: Shaquille, Robinson, Malone, Morning, all big men except for that other fellow Jordan, who works out of the backcourt, as our viewers certainly know about.
And Michael taking it to the hoop a bit more frequently last night, because he had been in a jump shooting mode. Ewing got inside, but that time not able to stuff it. The lead for Morning, able to recapture, and rebounded by Oakley. So Alonzo had 2 cracks at it. Mason setting it up against Willis, and then a shot that is a bit out of his range.
Boy, I haven't seen Mason take a jumper in so long.
The Knicks lead 46-43. 2 minutes in, third quarter. Owens posting up. Owens to the left hand, and a foul. And Crawford over to the scorer's table. Apparently, no, indicating a jump ball. Double foul.
On the Knicks, number 34, Charles Oakley, his 4th.
Oakley.
Number 42, Kevin Willis.
And Willis away from the ball, called for the double foul, so they will jump it up.
Always a lot of sparks between those two. They're so big and determined to control the boards.
Charles Oakley, though, hit with his 4th personal.
Don Nelson not doing what most coaches would do instinctively, and that is take the valuable Charles Oakley out of the lineup here.
Oakley with a driving shot and called for the offensive foul. That is number 5 on Oakley. And we will now see Charles Smith.
Well, Charles Oakley a moment later, no question about it, he just put that shoulder right down. On the right of the screen now, you'll see Willis and Oakley going at it pretty good. Strong box out, it looked like. Didn't look like a double foul in replay.
And a travel called on Morning. Meanwhile, Charles Oakley committing 3 fouls this third quarter within 2 minutes and 19 seconds. And he's sitting down now after collecting his 5th.
That last foul, Marv, wasn't a very graceful move either. He just put the shoulder right down into the defense.
Ewing with the fake. 22 points for Patrick Ewing. The Knicks lead 48-43. Here's Morning, and he's hit on a reach-in. Combination of Smith and Ewing converging on Morning. Foul on Smith. It is a non-shooting foul. Mourning was looking to go to the line. Rex Chapman for Billy Owens.
Knicks very fortunate as Owens had tremendous position.
Ewing. Rebounded by Smith.
Knicks looking to get a flow in their offense now. We have not seen much continued passing.
They double up on Ewing. Chapman with the steal. Leading Willis. Pretty pass thrown by Chapman. Knicks lead now 48-45.
That was Ewing's only his first turnover of the game.
Mason with a gorgeous move. Anthony Mason spinning his way. The Knicks 50, the Heat 45. Coles lost it off his foot. The Knicks with a record of 24-15. Offensive foul on Harper. The Knicks have won 3 of the last 4 on the road. Miami at 18-21. They come off a win over San Antonio. They had dropped 7 of their previous 8 games, and Pat Riley has called for time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to answer the bell sound.
It's third down at Bud Bowl, and you are in the third quarter. Knicks with their 4th team foul.
Anthony Mason going over to whisper to Harper to keep cool.
Mourning facing a double team. Had it knocked away by Mason. And it will be Nick Ball, and the Knick defensive intensity has really picked up in this third quarter.
Mason has that unique ability to put the hand in and break up a player as he attempts to get his move working.
Anthony Mason handling the ball for the most part here in this third quarter. So Don Nelson back to the point forward concept. 5 minutes gone by in the third. Ewing. Yes, and it counts. So Patrick Ewing will go to the line. Another beautiful move by Ewing, who has 24 points. Rex Chapman trying to help out, called for the foul.
Ewing staying active and being allowed to catch the ball by Mourning, and that's the beginning of the end for Mourning, because Patrick's been catching it frequently.
The Knicks now lead by 8. It is their biggest lead of the night. Mourning off the fake. Nice move.
It's almost scary, though, how Ewing can be so fast with the ball in his hands at one end, and at the other end, Mourning just sails around him rather effortlessly.
Gilbert Davis getting set to check back in as a foul has been called. Offensive foul on Ewing. That's 3 called on Ewing. So Davis has come on for Starks. Another quiet night. John Starks not getting the shot opportunities. 1 of 3 from the field. Chapman on a quick release. Rex Chapman, who has been playing very well as of late. He's averaging 17 a game the last 5 games. He's playing about 33 minutes a game.
In 3 of the last 4 games, he's been getting better and better. It's increasing his scoring average.
Ewing. Willis with the rebound. Mourning with a nice fake. Mourning faking right, going left, deep both Ewing and Smith who try to help out.
The Knicks have better set up help a little quicker when Mourning is working off the dribble.
Harper, well, Derek now feeling it. Went through the mini slump last couple of games. He's hit his last 2 shots. And the Knicks lead 55-51. Chapman, no hesitation. And kept alive by Mourning. They get the new 24, and he fires. We're coming up on 5 minutes remaining, third quarter. Smith played by Owens.
So often the Knicks offense comes to a dead stop while the player with the ball figures out his move.
Matchup of point forwards, Anthony Mason and Billy Owens both handle the ball so well. Illegal defense to call against the Knicks. That's their first violation. Doug Christie checks in for the first time. Doug coming off a rough outing last night against the Bulls. Comes on for Charles Smith.
Let him run, Rose. Let him run, Joe.
Christie will guard Owens. They go right to Owens, who gets down low on Christie.
Strong move by Billy Owens. Very impressive. That's where he works best, down low below the foul line.
6 points for Owens. The Knicks lead is 2. Chapman with another steal. Chapman has tied the game at 55, and the Knicks want a timeout.
Welcome to Rain Country, where the hits just keep on coming all season long on MSG.
Welcome to the Y.
Did you know that the Y will serve 95,000 kids this year?
I like the basketball class at the Y and doing homework.
Weightlifting, swimming.
Every kid deserves a Y. Support your local Y and MSG Network's community outreach program.
Yes, make it count.
Aches and pains acting up again? Imagine 5 sets of massaging hands all over your body. Now enjoy Back Pleaser by HoMedics with 5 massaging motors. Command controller relieves neck, shoulder, lower back, buttocks, thighs, or any combination of the 5. Press the cycle button for massage waves up and down your body. Adjust the speed and strength. Slow and gentle to relax, or intense and fast to energize. Work seated, reclining, or lying down.
Pain in my back, gone. I love it. It feels like 5 sets of hands.
I can't relax without it.
Massaging systems sell for hundreds, even thousands. Now order Back Pleaser for just 4 easy payments of $24.95. Order now and we'll include your free car adapter. Get Back Pleaser with heat for just 1 extra payment of $24.95. Back Pleaser by HoMedics, the massage system you'll use anywhere, anytime.
To order Back Pleaser, call 1-800-495-9900 or send check or money order for $99.80 plus $19.95 shipping to the address on your screen. Michigan residents, please add 6% sales tax. Call now.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser.
Ladies and gentlemen, 4:12 remaining in the third quarter. This a matchup of assistant coaches. On the left, Stan Van Gundy. On the right, his brother, Nick assistant. Jeff Van Gundy is Doug Christie is able to give the Knicks a 57-55 lead. Stan Van Gundy, an assistant under Pat Riley. Jeff Van Gundy, who worked under Pat Riley in New York. Now an assistant for Don Nelson. Matchup continues with Christie against Owens. Shot clock at 3. Mourning was triple teamed, and the foul was called on Hopper. That's 3 on Hopper.
Mourning plays with such emotion. He wears his feelings on his face, and the Knicks converged on him, and Hopper fouled him, and Mourning just grabbed that ball and spun it around, looked kind of ferociously at Hopper. If you're going to play against Mourning, you better be ready to bang, that's for sure. And the Knicks know that, how tough he is. That's why the Knicks are going to miss Oakley out with 5 fouls now for these moments until he returns.
Knicks are over the foul limit. Miami now down by 1. Alonzo Mourning has 16 points. Made it back from that tendon injury on the left foot. Missed 12 games during the stretch. He has tied it at 57. 3:35 remaining in the third. Marv Albert, John Andres from Miami. A sellout crowd, better than 15,000 here at the Miami Arena. Ball fake by Mason, leading to the spin. Wow, what a play by Anthony Mason.
Basketball ballet featuring AB, or should say AM.
Yes, it's all right, John. It's you know, you had the right thought.
I had an Anthony Bonner flashback.
Davis for three, got a piece of the glass.
Bonner was always referred to as AB.
Of course.
Mason.
Yeah. No need to explain the deficiencies.
Furthermore,
it is MSG2 after all. I know this can baffle you at times. The ball back to the Knicks. Knicks have a 59-57 lead. Billy Owens called for an offensive foul. Keith Askins will replace Kevin Willis. Knicks have Hopper, Davis, and Christie in a three-guard alignment with Ewing and Mason. Ewing in a battle with Mourning. Hopper for three. And Askins on the ball. They double up on Mourning. Askins eluding Ewing. Nice ball movement. Coles.
all the Knick defenders went running by the man with the ball. And it was a cool reaction by Coles at the end.
So the Knicks and the Heat are tied at 59. Just under 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Holding foul. Crowd wanted a travel on Christie. Instead the foul on Askins.
Looks like Christie actually forced Askins to that reaction by leaning into him.
Charlie Ward replacing Derek Hopper. Ewing. And it's Owens with the rebound. Billy Owens missed the earlier meeting against the Knicks in New York. Reach-in foul called, and again the Heat to the line. Christie called for the foul. Knicks over the limit. Billy Owens also had been out 3 games with a lung infection, making his return the other day against San Antonio and hauled down 14 rebounds.
I can't get over how often Patrick Ewing has gone to the left hand tonight, which is certainly good to see.
Billy Owens out of the Syracuse School of Foul Shooting, John. I am very quick to fess up to it. Shooting 64% at the line. That was banged off glass on the first attempt.
As a Syracuse alum, Marv, you take pride in many things about Syracuse.
You must face it all. You must face it all. Minute and a half remaining in the third quarter. The game tied at 59. Mason jumping out at Coles. And again, it's Bimbo Coles. So the Heat up by 2. Coles with 11.
Pat Riley imploring his team to come out and guard the Knicks out high, put pressure on them.
Davis, Ward, and Ewing. Yes, game is tied at 61.
Boy, Ewing above the foul line and his man Mourning on defense under the basket.
27 for Patrick Ewing.
I must say, Marv, sometimes when you see these two guys go at each other, it appears that there's a lot of allowance. There's almost, I don't know, too much respect, because both guys many times get uncontested shots when they play against each other. I refer to Mourning and Ewing, of course.
Coles for 3. 35 seconds remaining in the third. Smith passing on the outside shot and then lost it. Stripped by Coles. Chapman for three. Rebounded by Owens. And they will regroup. Pat Riley says hold for one. 10 seconds in the quarter. Cole setting it up. Now to 5. Mourning. And that will do it for this third quarter. After 3 here in Miami, the Heat with a 63-61 lead.
With a newly enhanced Vortec 4300 V6 engine and available push-button 4-wheel drive, the GMC Jimmy can handle virtually anything you might encounter on the road. But you may appreciate Jimmy even more for its ability to get you out of your own driveway. For a great lease offer, visit your Tri-State GMC truck dealer today.
In a head-to-head shootout to introduce three-point play from the New York Lottery, basketball legend Earl the Pearl Monroe and Steve Scratchy Jackson.
Swish. Nice shot.
It's fun.
Gotcha.
It's easy. And you can win up to $1,000 instantly.
Oh, yeah. Swish. Good.
Yes! Yes! Three-point play from the New York Lottery.
You started putting money away for my college when I was little, right?
Smartest thing I ever did.
I guess I gotta start thinking about stuff like that.
I'll talk to my guy, Payne Weber. He got you through college.
Broker? Do I want to be in stocks right now?
I thought the same thing when I started saving for you. But he showed me if I was looking long-term, the only place to be is in the market.
And he'll know that's what I'm looking for.
He'll know. Because he'll ask.
It's, of course, Tim McCormick and Kiki Vandeweghe on the Knicks roster back in November of '91.
Where are they now is the question. Kiki is wandering the West Coast, shooting hoops in some gym, I'm sure.
Tim McCormick, I know, doing some television work.
I'll never forget that game. In a sense, in one regard, it was Steve Smith's first NBA game, and he was our post-game guest. He made quite an impressive debut.
Mark Jackson, John, is with the Indiana Pacers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fourth quarter underway. And Kurt Thomas, who hurt the Knicks in the first half, extends to a 65-61 Miami lead. Knicks 8 of 18 in the third. Miami only 6 of 16. Charles Oakley playing with 5 fouls back on the floor. Oakley with Mason and Smith up front. Davis and Ward in the backcourt. Illegal defense called against the Heat. That will be a technical foul.
I believe Anthony Mason helped the official make that call. As he's dribbling, he's pointing to the illegal positioning of the Miami player.
And Charles Oakley at the line. Charles has missed on 2 technical foul shot opportunities.
Well, the crowd was pretty active and making a lot of noise to distract Charles.
And he has been shooting 83% at the foul line. Knicks led most of the way. They've led by as many as 8, but they're down here by 4. Oakley. Smith with the rebound, and a loose ball foul. It's against Miami. Pat Riley argues the call.
Loose ball foul on Heat, number 33, Alonzo.
It is on Mourning. That is 3 on Alonzo Mourning.
A little stare down with the official looking at Pat Riley on that.
Minute 20 gone by in this fourth quarter. Mason. And the Knicks get the new 24. Mason. Offensive foul. Foul on Mason using the arm extending that arm to work his way inside. The Knicks have won 5 in a row, 18 of the last 22 against the Miami Heat, and they won that earlier meeting in New York by 19 points. Owens. Billy Owens working hard off the dribble to get position.
Well, he's 6'9" and he's used to putting the ball on the floor and being successful at it.
Miami 67, the Knicks 61.
Well, Nelson ready to put Ewing back in. Patrick getting a little breather for a few moments.
Here's Ward. Charlie Ward from downtown. And it cuts it to a 3-point Miami lead. Charlie Ward 10 of 33 from 3-point range. Whoa, look out. As Ward went flying. Offensive foul. It's on Mourning, number 4.
Mourning kind of attacked Ward with a smile on his face, but I don't know if that reflected how he really felt after that foul.
Charlie can take the hits. He came up smiling.
Boy, does Mourning talk. Zip those lips, enough.
But Mourning sitting down after collecting his 4th. Nice pass from Ward, setting up Oakley. And once again, Charlie Ward getting the playing time and producing.
Also, nice reflection on Oakley moving without the basketball.
So the Heat lead is 1. Here is Chapman. Rebounded by Starks.
Haven't said that name much tonight, have you, Marv?
John Starks has played only 20 minutes. Oakley backing Owens. Askins to the board. Chant of "Let's Go Heat" here at the Miami Arena. Owens spinning, knocked away by Mason. And Miami will have 6 on the shot clock. Bimbo Coles checking back in. Rex Chapman sitting down. 8 points for Chapman. Miami led by Mourning with 21. Ewing, the high man for the Knicks, with 27. Ward with the steal. Leading Starks. Oh, Charlie Ward has provided a spark for the Knicks. Again doing damage against Pat Riley as he did in the earlier game in New York, and it leads to a Miami timeout. A 20-second timeout. The Knicks lead by 1.
Oh, Charlie Ward with the quick hands, and what a lead pass for John Starks. John getting that ball right in stride. And Marv, I hate to be coy, but we certainly know how well Charlie Ward can throw a lead pass.
Yes.
The Heisman Trophy winner was right on target for John Starks, and now the Knicks enjoy that lead that they've been trying to get back.
7-0 run by the Knicks, who return to the Garden Saturday night to go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. That will be the first of 2 against Minnesota, start of a 3-game homestand. And once again this year, some of basketball's fabled names from the past will be on hand in the Sharp Electronics Knicks Invitational game. Foul is called.
Next foul, number 33, Patrick Ewing, is 4.
Number 4 on Ewing. A Knicks squad coached by Hall of Famer Red Holzman against an NBA team that will be guided by Tom Satch Sanders, kind of an old-timers gathering.
I think of Tom as a younger man myself.
Absolutely. The Knicks to be represented by Mel Davis, Ray Williams, Dean the Dream Manager, Rory Sparrow, Fred Crawford, Tom Hoover, Jumping Johnny Green, Randy Smith. Another Hall of Famer, the Blaze, one of your favorites, Karol Blazkowski, will see action. That'll be following the Knicks and Minnesota on Saturday night. Knicks by 1, 68-67. Kevin Willis now guarding Patrick Ewing, the absence of Alonzo Mourning. And Willis called for the hold. Mourning sitting down with 4, and now Willis picks up his 4. 4 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Ewing with the drop step and the fake. Rebounded by Thomas. Again, Owens setting things up. Here's Thomas, lost the dribble. Starks with Ward. Ward all the way. Starks able to recapture. What a pass for Ewing. Patrick Ewing from John Starks, and the Knicks lead by 3.
Passing has been exceptional here the last few minutes. Charlie Ward again leading the way.
29 for Ewing. Alonzo Mourning getting set to return. Askins for 3. Rebounded by Thomas. Owens, played by Mason. Went to the fake, and he drew the foul.
Charles Oakley pretty active and very unhappy about what's going on with himself and Kevin Willis. Willis also not too happy either.
Both appealing to the official, Jim Kinsey. No indication on who that foul was called against. It is Mason. That's 2 on Mason. And a timeout is called by Miami. 6:55 remaining in the fourth. We have 6 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. And the Knicks up 70-67. 3:06 between field goals for the Miami Heat. The Knicks with 9 unanswered points. Billy Owens, not a good free throw shooter. Missed his last 2. Mentioned before, 64% at the line. That's a look we've seen before. Miami Heat in the bottom of the pack as a team at the line. They're at 72%. Well, Owens hits 1 of 2. And the Knicks now lead 70-68. Charlie Ward staying on the floor. He has played very well once again. Ward and Starks in the backcourt. Ewing, Oakley, Mason up front. Oakley playing with 5 fouls. Ewing, Patrick Ewing again with a thunderous slam.
What's more important, Marv, is that Starks and Ewing really communicated on that play. Starks waited for the right moment, and Ewing did too.
31 for Ewing. Mourning. So Alonzo Mourning has 23, and the Knicks lead 72-70. Mason saw the opening. Anthony Mason accelerating, and the foul. Foul committed by Askins.
Well, we're in Miami, but there's a lot of people cheering on these couple of moves, and Mason with a spectacular drive, and he was met at the foul line with a chest bump from Patrick Ewing. Mason strong to the hoop. Really real let up by Miami in their transition defense on that play.
3-point play for Mason. He has 11 points for the game. So the Knicks now lead 73-70. 6 minutes remaining in the fourth.
That gave the Knicks a real lift now. You can see defensively they seem to be lifting up their intensity.
Correction on the score. Knicks by 5, 75-70. And the ball back to the Knicks.
Don Nelson yelling out what he wants at the other end of the court.
Starks beating Ewing, and a foul call. Kevin Willis once again guarding Patrick Ewing to protect the foul situation of Alonzo Mourning, but Willis has just picked up number 5.
See, Marv, how much tonight the Knicks have gone away from Mason as their low post offensive player.
Ward rejected by Askin.
And yet Mason's still getting some points with his normal play.
And the Knicks very fortunate to get it back. Again, Ewing posting up on Willis. And that is number 6. So Kevin Willis is fouled out. Now let's see how the Heat will play defensively against Ewing. Riley switched off. Didn't want Mourning to pick up number 5, so he went with Willis against Ewing, but Kevin Willis is fouled out. Leaves with 7 points, 7 rebounds.
Well, Kevin not happy, but he's falling into or he did fall into the trap that older players do, and that is playing defense with your hands instead of your feet, which leads to better body movement.
Ewing now 4 for 4 at the line, and the Knicks with a good fourth quarter. They now lead by 6. 5:19 remaining. The Knicks 77. The Heat 70. Miami's last game, they finished strong against San Antonio. They closed with a 22-3 run to win the game. 16-3 spurt here by the Knicks. Mourning rejected by Ewing. Miami able to get back. Mason wanted a break, but a good transition by the Heat. It is Mourning back on Ewing. Starks for 3. Rebound kept alive by Ewing, then Mourning able to grab it. Knicks get back. The steal by Starks. Leading Oakley, look out as Coles collided with Oakley, and the foul called on Bimbo Coles.
Very hard fall. Doesn't appear to be any bad blood here at all. Oftentimes you'll see it. Cole's a hard-working guy. Starks on the steal. Oakley doing his best. Coles is hit pretty hard, including with the foot of Oakley, it appeared, in the mouth. But no sparks fly. But you're looking at a happy Knicks team that's coming together right now.
So Oakley shooting a couple. He's 6 of 7 from the line. And the Knicks is 16 of 20 at the free throw line.
Another look at that collision moments ago. Bimbo Coles getting in front of Charles Oakley. Boy, you know Pat Riley likes that kind of play out of Bimbo. And Pat's also used to seeing Charles Oakley in loose ball situations for 4 years.
And the Knicks with an 8-point lead. It matches their biggest lead of the night. 4.5 remaining in this fourth quarter. It's trying to bounce back, turning it from the pounding they suffered last night at home at the hands of the Bulls. Mason with the rebound. Knicks have played extremely well here down the stretch.
They have done a big job on Alonzo Mourning in the second half. As soon as he gets the ball now, they're taking the space away with the double and triple teaming.
Ewing saving that pass that was off the mark and then lost it. So Miami gets it back. We're just under 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. And a foul. Knicks with their third team foul as Mason picks up his third. Miami over the foul limit. Don Nelson screaming, "Move your feet." Bimbo Coles working against Charlie Ward. Billy Owens trying to post up. And Coles for 3. Keith Askins able to slither his way inside. The Knicks now lead 78-72.
Miami has really lost their outside shooting touch, however.
And of defense. Knicks able to swing it. Shot clock down to 7. Shot clock at 2. Ward gets it away and hits a big three-pointer. Charlie Ward beat the 24-second buzzer, and he did it right in front of Pat Riley. The Knicks 81 and the Heat 72. We'll be right back.
Ewing with the Nobody Beats the Wiz is a proud sponsor of New York.
December 19th at the Garden. Charlie Ward had played only 44 minutes last season as a rookie under Pat Riley. Was able to show his former coach that he could play, have the good game, and he has demonstrated even more so tonight. Hit that big three-pointer just moments ago in front of the Miami bench. Chapman.
Oh, Don Nelson almost lost it all by looking at it Starks and demonstrating how he wanted him up closer to Chapman.
Well, Chapman hits the 3, and the Knicks lead is now 6 with 2.5 remaining in this fourth quarter. Ewing. Oh, what a move. Patrick Ewing with 35 points, and the Knicks are up 83-75. Coming up on 2 minutes remaining in the fourth. Oakley is playing with 5. Owens. Billy Owens not able to get the roll.
It's Charlie Ward, often cited by Don Nelson for his rebounding. He got that one.
Charlie Ward playing a good portion of this fourth quarter with the veteran Derek Harper on the bench. And it has been Derek constantly encouraging Charlie Ward during the timeouts. Ewing doing it from all angles. 37 points for Patrick Ewing, and the Knicks now lead by 10 with 1:35 remaining in the fourth.
And the fans are running to the exits on that jump shot.
Chapman was run into. Foul committed by Ward.
Next foul for 21, Charlie Ward.
1.5 remaining.
First in the last 2 minutes.
In this fourth quarter, it is a non-shooting foul. The next foul will put the Knicks over the limit. And a block called on Ewing, and now Mourning will go to the line. That's team foul number 5 on the Knicks. And for Ewing, it is his 5th. Alonzo Mourning, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. See the fans make their way toward the exits. Capacity crowd, 15,200. 5th sellout of the season for the Heat. And here is Derek Harper replacing Charles Oakley. A solid performance by Oakley. 9 points, 7 rebounds. Not getting the shot opportunities. Did it for the most part at the line, 7 of 9. But Charles was all over the floor tonight.
Well, Don Nelson, Marv, obviously was able to say the words to get his team focused on this game, to forget about last night's disappointing performance.
85-77. Knicks with the lead. Don Nelson looking to have his club spread it out. Trying to use the clock. 10 on the 24. Now the foul given by Askins. So Harper to the line because the Knicks able to take advantage with Miami over the limit.
Bradshaw, when you want
the Heat 24-14.
So the Knicks have withstood the return of the starting front line of Miami. That was not present for the first game in New York. You know, Pat Riley felt after that one that things would be different here on this particular date, when Billy Owens would be back, when Alonzo Mourning would be back, when Kevin Willis would be back. And as it turns out, the Knicks rose to the occasion of the return of these strong players.
Miami takes a timeout. The Knicks lead by 10. with 1:15 remaining in the fourth.
It's third down at Bud Bowl, and you are in the game. Beat it, Doc. All right, you bench-warming cowboy reject. There are 4 plays left. Try this one.
Flea flicker? What if they catch me?
What if they catch me? Don't worry, it's going to be a walk in the park. So take a hike.
Ooh, yeah, this is easy. Hey! Oh!
Make that 3 plays left. Get a new play card where you buy Bud, Bud Light, and Bud Ice.
Oh, look. A 2. Excuse me, that would be mine.
Mom, tell the truth. Is everything all right?
Is this where we reverse roles?
Be serious. I mean, you won't have to sell the house or anything, will you?
Well, why would I do that?
Mom.
Look, when you were away at school, Dad met with Greg Hall down at Payne Weber.
Well, that was 10 years ago.
They set up this annuity to...
For Saturday, and the Minnesota Timberwolves are Delta schedule as the Timberwolves Saturday, then Monday Miami back in at Madison Square Garden, and then the Orlando Magic later in the week. All those games, MCS Cannon game night, starting at 7 p.m.
We are with an earshot. Ward with the steal. Beating Starks. Knicks in no hurry. Again, Don Nelson yelling, spread it out. We're with an earshot of Nelly on the bench. Foul called on Mourning. And during the timeout, he was telling his players, if Billy Owens attempts a shot, foul him. I want Owens at the free throw line, particularly in a 3-point situation, although Owens is 0 for 6 from downtown for the season. But he'd rather have him at the line shooting 3 because he is a poor foul shooter.
Yes, Don figures the percentages would be much greater at the foul line. He could make a 1-shot attempt and maybe the 3, but he believes he's certainly not going to make 3 foul shots.
Mason is 3 of 4 at the line. Strong game for Anthony Mason tonight. 10-point lead for the Knicks. We have 1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter. Chapman for 3. And run down by Ward with 45 seconds to go. Charlie Ward protecting against Bimbo Coles. Knicks just looking to play the clock, and Chapman gives the foul. That'll put Hopper at the line. 37 seconds left, and the Knicks have to feel awfully good about tonight. Patrick Ewing with a splendid all-around performance. 37 points in all, 16 of 31 from the field, 41 minutes. Able to turn it from last night's 5 of 17, actually outplayed by Luke Longley. And the Knicks again able to do it against their former coach, and tonight did it very convincingly in the fourth quarter.
What a week for the Knicks. A super game in Seattle, then a very disappointing performance against the weaker Grizzlies. Last night, a crushing defeat. 24 hours later, a very impressive response by the Knicks.
Coles able to get the roll. Miami only 6 of 16 from the field in this fourth quarter. 25 seconds remaining. And again, the Knicks will just spread things out. Charlie Ward, so instrumental in this Knick victory here tonight.
Something about the state of Florida that Charlie relates to,
yes.
I think, Marv.
Yes, within, what, minutes of the Orange Bowl, a stadium that Charlie is quite familiar with. And that will do it. The New York Knicks defeating the Miami Heat 88-79. So the Knicks make it 2 out of 2 over Miami this season. They go to 25-15, and they have won 4 of the last 5 on the road. Miami now 18 of 22, and they continue to have their problems. They come off the win over San Antonio, but prior to the victory Monday here at home, they had lost 7 of their previous 8. Final score, the Knicks 88, the Heat 79. We'll be right back.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son? Well, Dad, you're my dad.
Victory for us.
Charlie, it would seem that, you know, people that watch professional sports think after a game like last night, the team flies down here to Miami, and how difficult is it to shake off a loss like that that was so dominating? What does a team do, or what did Don Nelson try and help you to do to focus on this game as well as you did?
Well, we really didn't do anything, and you know it's up to the players to come out and play. The coaches can only do so much, and you know we just flew in and laid around all day, and you know playing against Coach Riley, I think helped the morale and the energy for everyone. So you know it was a team effort. You know the guys that played a lot of minutes last night played again tonight and played superb. So. You know, it always takes, you know, someone off the bench to come off and give us some energy or a spark. And tonight it was my turn. You know, maybe the next night it might be someone else, but tonight it was my turn. And, you know, I just thank God for the opportunity.
Charlie, you don't play as low-key as you speak right now. That's obvious. The corner shot that you made in the closing minutes of the game happened to be right in front of Coach Riley. Did that have any special feeling for you?
Well, not really. I just wanted to hit that shot. I'm a pretty decent shooter, as much as people say I can't shoot. But you know, I just want to knock down a shot and prove that you know I can play in big games. And when the game is on the line, I want to be in the game. And you know, tonight, hopefully, it gave me a start.
Last year, you played 44 minutes for the entire season for Pat Riley, as you know. That had to feel a little special, didn't it?
Well, it was a great victory. I mean, regardless of who was against, we just wanted to win, and you know, it just so happened it's been against Coach Riley, and it was against Coach Riley tonight. But you know, Coach Riley's a great coach, and I don't take anything away from what he did last year. You know, I don't have any hard feelings towards him. I commend him on it because you know he gave me an opportunity to sit back and look and learn from Derek and the other guys, and you know, I thank him for that.
Charlie, the play of Patrick Ewing tonight was pretty spectacular. Was the focus to get the ball to Ewing as much as possible?
That's every night. We try to get it to him every night and as much as possible. And tonight, I think he had a personal thing with Zoe because they're friends and from college. And he just wanted to come out and prove himself, and he did just that.
Charlie, the all-around play of the team, intensity-wise, seemed to be different tonight. That was one of the criticisms of the team last night, and particularly in the third and fourth quarter. It didn't seem the team had any life. Was that something you think that just happened tonight, or was that an intensity that your teammates wanted to turn on specifically?
Well, like I said, you know, it's someone that have to come off the bench and spark that energy because the players that's starting, they play a lot of minutes. And, you know, Derek can only put so much pressure on the point guard. And, you know, once he puts pressure on the point guard, you know, for a long period of time, he gets tiring. And, you know, when you can get someone off the bench and come out and put some pressure on the point guard, it uplifts the team. So I think that helps a lot also.
Charlie, the state of Florida brings out good things in you. It was the Orange Bowl a couple of years ago, only a few blocks away, where you had an excellent performance, you and your teammates, and the same thing here tonight, and congratulations on a fine all-around game.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Charlie Ward's certainly a very important part of the success of the Knicks tonight. Now let's go back to Marv Albert.
All right, John, and again, the final score, the Knicks putting on the big push in the fourth quarter, defeat the Miami Heat 88-79. Strong performance by the Knicks down the stretch as they outscored Miami 27-16. On the post-game report coming up in a moment, we will hear from Knick coach.
Difference in the game in many ways is an area that both coaches are calling for, and that's the foul line. The Knicks outscored Miami by 10 from the foul line, played a very important role tonight.
And Don Nelson has to be pleased with the way the team bounced back. They'll never be able to make up for the trouncing last night at Madison Square Garden, but sometimes that can lead to bad things for a while. And a tough game here in Miami against their former coach, but they played very well, particularly down the stretch.
Yes, and particularly in the emotional area. I think that's what will impress Don Nelson too. His team came back with courage, and they had fire tonight, and they played both ends of the court, and they came together, particularly as the game wore on. When the game was laying there to be picked up, the Knicks did it, and they rose together as a team.
And the Knicks continue to play very well on the road, where they have won 4 of their last 5. Right now, let's check in with Deb Kaufman at the MSG Sports Desk.
All right, thanks so much, Marv. After a miserable performance last night against the Chicago Bulls, the Knicks had a chance to redeem themselves with a win over their former coach, and they got one. Patrick Ewing picked up where he left off in Seattle. Pat Riley's Heat came in losing 7 of 9, and the Knicks continue to play better on the road. So it's Patrick against Alonzo, the former Georgetown centers, and Ewing flies by him on that one. The Knicks led by 2. It was a close game throughout the first half off a long miss by John Starks. The Heat go on the run, and Bimbo Coles alertly sees Rex Chapman under the basket. He can leap, and it's the Heat by 1. Don Nelson's Knicks did trail by 2 after the first quarter, and we have more between Alonzo and Patrick Ewing. And Alonzo just blows by Ewing for the stuff there. The Heat go up 6. Ewing comes back, though. He spins on Alonzo, and he'll take the baby hook. He had 20 by halftime. The game was tied at 30. More Ewing. Patrick, much more active than he was last night, and the Knicks with the stuff lead by 1. The Knicks led by 3 by the break, and Patrick again on Alonzo Mourning. This time it's the fadeaway, the jumper, and the Knicks go up by 8. The Knicks getting to the hoop tonight. Off the turnover, it's John Starks to Charlie Ward, who had a good game again against his former coach. On the pick and roll, it's to Ewing for the jam, and then a third play here. Mason accelerating for the dunk. That plus a free throw made it 75-70 New York. Pat Riley just disgusted. A big play here with the shot clock running down. Charlie Ward, who loves playing in the state of Florida, hits the corner 3, 81-72 New York by 9, and they started to take control in the fourth quarter. Ewing was just unstoppable, and Anthony Mason doing a better job tonight of distributing the basketball. He gets it to Patrick, who puts the game on ice with a 20-foot jumper, and it's 88-79, something Pat Riley has seen before. All right, elsewhere in New Jersey, Kendall Gill making his home debut for the Nets as they take on.
See the camera crew getting escorted out of the news conference area. But moments after, Don Nelson made his appearance, and we do have Don's remarks.
Well, we redeemed ourselves a little bit anyway from our fiasco in Madison Square Garden. That was really good to see that we came out and really played hard and were able to get a win. Hard fought and a very physical game. That's really about all I have to say. Do you have any questions?
Were you concerned about, how they would come out and how, what the emotional state would be after the last 2 games back-to-back?
Well, I kind of had a feel this afternoon when I saw the guys. They seemed all right. So I guess I was a little concerned throughout the day, but, after I got to talk to each guy in the bus and stuff in the locker room, I thought everybody was all right. To strap it up and do our best.
Was it particularly pleasing that they've had that effort in the fourth quarter, coming back to Chicago?
Well, just a particular time, any way you can get a win was fine with me. And, I'm glad that we had the good fourth quarter. And we did some good things. It was a tight ball game. It could have gone either way.
No.
But I think we played well, and we played hard.
What prompted you to go with Ward at that point?
He's been playing pretty darn well the last, I don't know, 5 or 10 games or so. And feel real comfortable with him in the game because he has a good sense of getting the ball to the basket and making plays, and I think we need that with this team. And he's just been improving throughout the year, so I feel comfortable, with him in the game. And then the team, again, like I said, I coached the score. The team was doing well when he was in there. I just left him in.
How clutch was that 3 he nailed there with the clock running down?
It was a big shot, no question about that. That puts the dagger right in the heart of the other coach, and I've had it in my heart, a few times through my career, and I know exactly what that is. You do a great job defensively, and all of a sudden somebody gets open with a second to go and they make a shot. It seems like the shot always goes in, unless you're coaching the team. So it felt really good to watch that one go in.
When you get a game like this from Patrick, you guys are in good shape. When you get a game like from Patrick last night, you're not in good shape.
Yeah, we need Patrick to score, but I would hope that, we don't need him to get 37 every night or 40 for us to win. And, you know, we can't function that way because that's just not going to happen that much. But he had single coverage tonight, and we did a good job of finding him. And, you know, he not only made that shot, he made his outside shots. And he was a guy that was open a lot because we were drawing his center and penetration, and a lot of it was by design. But then the single coverage allowed us to, you know, maneuver a little bit inside, too.
Is this a process now of, you know, last night after the disappointment, just kind of building things back up again, hopefully, and, you know, getting things answered?
This afternoon, Hamilton working the ball nicely to Felipe Lopez. And the Johnnies, who trailed by 3 at halftime, had no answer all day long for Allen Iverson, who had 39 points. But St. John's handled the ball well, just 12 turnovers in the entire game. Mo Brown, a nice day for him, going inside. Lopez, a nice move to Rowan Barrett as St. John's won it this afternoon, 83-72.
They really did a good job. I think Felipe and Derek and Mo and Tariq handling that pressure, making good decisions, and showing good patience. So, without question, it was a very big win for us.
They came with a lot of confidence, which they should be. They're number 6 in the nation. And the only thing we was trying to pace ourselves to compete with them, and they gave us a shot, and we took advantage of it.
Boston College and Syracuse this afternoon, 2 of the 5 Big East teams in the top 20 at the Carrier Dome. The slumping Orange snap out of it with a victory, 88-73. Todd Bergen had 23, John Wallace 17. Number 17 Syracuse is now 14-5. Other scores to report. Big East this afternoon, Carrick Hills had 25 and a 90-62 blowout of Miami. West Virginia and Notre Dame are just underway. UMass with Marcus Camby back in the lineup, first time since the collapse. 19 points, 9 block shots in the number 1 UMass victory over St. Bonaventure. Virginia Tech blows out Fordham, who is now 0-7